Hello, my name is Ian Kerman. I'm a master's student at the Georgia Institute of Technology. Today I will be pitching my work in progress titled The Effectiveness of Multiple Choice Type Flashcards for the Identification of Fish Species. Underwater surveys are used to measure populations of fish, other animals, and even algae. In order to do this, the scuba diver must be able to quickly and accurately identify what he or she is looking at. One way to do this is to study the fish populations of a given environment using flashcards. Online and mobile learning offer options beyond traditional paper flashcards. Applications such as Quizlet are a paper-on-glass substitute for flashcards, which allow users to create decks and then share them. Other applications like Duolingo use a variety of different learning interfaces, such as matching pairs of words shown here. One interface that Duolingo uses is what I've called the multiple choice flashcard or multicard. The multicard asks the user a question and then presents 4 possible answers. I decided to test the effectiveness of this type of interface as a studying tool compared to flashcards and using fish identification as the topic being studied. For my experiment, I created both a flashcard tool and a multicard tool. Shown here is a flashcard tool with both the picture and the name side shown. This is the multicard tool showing the mode where the user is asked to identify the fish shown, and then the mode where they had to identify the fish by name. All said and done, when the experiment concluded, most of the volunteers did very well on the quiz. 7 of 17 scored perfectly, and 14 of 17 scored 80% or higher. Looking at the average quiz score, there was not a large difference between volunteers who used the flashcard tool versus those that used the multicard tool. Both averages were over 80%, and the standard deviation of both overlapped significantly. In addition to the average score, I also looked at quiz point per minute studied. This is essentially the average number of points a user gained per minute studied. Using this value, there's a large difference between the flashcard group and the multicard group, suggesting that the multicard group was more efficient in studying. Unfortunately, the p-value for this still did not make significant, but it was the lowest p-value from the experiment. In conclusion, while none of the results are significant, there is still promise with a modified experimental design. One issue is that almost all of the volunteers did very well, indicating that the quiz material was either too easy or they were allowed to study for too long. The sample size of the study was also small, and future experiments with more volunteers would lead to more concrete results. I thank you for your time, and I hope you and your family are staying safe and healthy during this pandemic.